I noticed the knowledge that was flowing up in the room, and oops, here it goes. So when I gladly accepted to be here tonight, no, it's not an issue. Yes, absolutely. It is. We're fine. We're fine. As I said, I was delighted for two reasons. One, I knew that I was dealing with leaders already, so it won't be hard for me to elevate you, which I'll try to do tonight, from a leader or a manager to a great leader. We'll discuss that as the evening goes along. But most importantly, I was delighted because you know the subject. I saw the knowledge that you had when Mr. Heller did that Jeopardy last time. Just about everybody knew all the detailed information, so for one of these reasons, I was delighted. Now, having said that, now Lou, please come up here so you can help me. If you expect, by the way, a cookie-cutter type of recipe on how to do something, I'm not your guy, you're in the wrong room. However, if you want to challenge yourselves tonight with questions, if you want food for thought, you are in the right room. I will give you plenty of questions and food for thought. And speaking of questions, here's the very first one. Can you tell what's up there? A $10 bill, right? Now, this actual $10 bill will be given to somebody, no strings attached. However, I want you to reply to the following questions by raising your hands. How many of you would want this $10 bill?
Raise your hand.
Okay. Good. Now, watch me. How many want this dollar bill now? Okay. Now that it's here, I'm going to throw it on the floor and step on it a couple of times. I will give you the clean one. Okay? But how many would still want this one? Who raised their hand first?
The lady at this table over here, behind
Here's my judge. Go give her a clean one. She wants a $10 bill. Okay. Have a coffee and me tomorrow.
You were very
You were quick. Have a coffee at Starbucks or whatever you're about to say tomorrow. Okay. But ladies and gentlemen, I think that we all experienced an excellent lesson tonight. Right, for the lady? Absolutely. And the lesson is, ladies and gentlemen, that regardless of what I did to this $10 bill, it never lost its value. It was still $10. Many of us, in doing the excellent and hard jobs that most of you are doing, have been thrown on the floor and stepped on, bypassed by some others, sometimes even unjustly, and thrown into the mud. And we may even feel that we're not as important. However, to the ones that you love and to the ones that you influence, like your subordinates, your co-workers and others, you are a precious commodity. Because value does not come in what you show on the outside. Value is internal. And it's not what you carry or how many jewelry you carry, have or whatsoever. It is who you really are. So you're all precious. And you're all as unique as your fingerprint. Speaking of questions and internal and external, let me ask you this. Do you think that this is a nice person and he or she speaks the truth all the time, or do you think maybe a liar? Can't tell, can you? Well, look at it again. What do you see now? Do you see the word liar spelled all over the person's face? Aha, there you go. I love when I hear this. Oh, now it's a person. Now it's a liar. Do you see? L-I-A-R. Right? By the way, I will be going through lots of these pictorial representations tonight, and I bet some of you being trainers, having been trainers and so on, you know them. If you do, don't give it away in the very right away, okay? Let the rest of the people at the table ponder or work with it for a second. Well, basically, the scope of tonight's presentation, ladies and gentlemen, is to give you what leaders that I've trained around the world, and if you look at my book here, for instance, you're going to see the countries that I've been to, about 17, 18 different countries, how these leaders identify and develop their employees, their people's full potential. And then we're going to deal with these 30 words that you've always done and work with in your business. Efficiency, productivity, effectiveness, and if you do that, trust me. But we're going to approach it from a different perspective tonight. And if you do that, trust me, you can accomplish your both your personal and professional goals. And then you'll say, I made a difference. And trust me, you can make a difference. And once you do that, guess what's going to be flashing right before your eyes? Well, depending upon how good of a job we do tonight, you'll probably walk away learning something, or having learned something. If not, we will definitely have fun. Sure. Okay? Now, as I said earlier, and I remember from the last time I was here, quite a few of you were trainers and other executives. Obviously, you've used this cliche, tell them what you're going to tell them, and then tell them what you told them. Okay, so before dinner, we're going to do some games. Academically, they call them simulations. Okay, and then we're having dinner, and after dinner, we're going to have the quote-unquote formal presentation. Fair enough? Are you ready for these games? Okay, let's see what we can do. First of all, if this was the traffic light that you saw as soon as you left your driveway, no, sorry, I just want to work. Would that be confusing? Thank you. Are you confused? Are your people confused with the direction of the company? The chair tonight was talking about direction, goals, objectives, mission, and everything else. Is that clear? How do you know? Well, when your people go to work, or when you go to work, do you feel like that in the morning? Or even throughout the day, sometimes? I bet many of us do. Well, what would it take for you folks to feel this way or that way? That's exactly what I'll try to address tonight. Having said that, I'd like us somehow, some way, without leaving the room, mentally, to leave our baggage behind that door. By the way, feel free to ask questions anytime. Okay? Just raise your hand, and as soon as my sentence is over, I'll definitely give you the floor. I'm not here to lecture. So I'm doing thus far, but sorry. Okay? So, now, here's what I'd like us to do as our first experiment. As your brain, and I want you to tell me what I'm right or wrong. 10 plus 15, 25. 20 plus 12, 32. 15 plus 15, 30. 10 plus 12, 8.
Wrong.
Oh, I'm sorry, yes, I'm not that good in arithmetic. That's right. Wrong. Really? Congrats. 3 times I was right. Nobody said anything. Remember what it says up there? Tell me when I'm right or wrong. 3 times I was right. Nobody said anything. The moment I was wrong, boom, you came over with a pen over my head. Thank you. Do we do that with our employees? Do we do this in our companies? Let's think about it. Now, how many of you were born employers, meaning inherited your parents' company? Nobody. How many of you have created your own companies? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 12, that's good. So I presume the rest of you are either employees or unemployed, so-called consultants. Okay? Thank you. See, I told you we'll have fun, right? I don't know if we walk away with anything, but we'll definitely have fun. Well, on a more serious note, however, let me just share this with you folks. If you're employees, I want you to think deeply and seriously now. If the company that you work for was your company, what would you do differently? Could you? You should. And for the employers, because you didn't wake up, as we found out, owning your own company, so you had to work for somebody somehow, some way for a while, and then you started your own company. When you were employees, dear employers, what is that your employers back then did not do that you wanted, you desired? Are you taking that away from your people? Or are you working towards satisfying and fulfilling those employees of yours' needs from this point forward? Regardless of what you do, what I want you to think is, whether you are an employer or an owner, what I want you to think, folks, is, what did I do today that was better than yesterday? Along with, what can I do today to pave the way for a better tomorrow? In schools, they call this continuous improvement. They have chapters and chapters and books and so on. Do you need that? 2 sentences right here. What can I do today to pave the way for a better tomorrow? That says it all. So, we have done corporate training. By the way, how are we doing? Any questions thus far?
We have a question.
Is it okay? Answer, yes.
Regarding the $10 bill for $10. What's the quality of that bill? You said for the value it was $10. Value was $10. What about the quality?
I gave the lady a nice, crisp, clean one.
Yeah, the quality of that bill.
I gave
Because it is the quality that we choose. It's not the value, I think. The quality is a concept.
You mean if you found this $10 bill which is not of
Yes.
obvious quality, you would not pick it up?
No. What I'm saying,
Oh.
that the quality in 3 cases was different.
Correct.
So what's the quality of this?
The quality is obviously...
In the first case,
It was a nice...
to me, it has more quality than the second and third one.
Absolutely. In terms of quality,
So we have to choose things based on the quality, and the people choose the goods based on the quality, not just in value. Probably something has more value than the other one, but we choose things based on the quality, not in the value. So what's the quality? It is.
well, with the $10 bill, and quality was not the issue here, was the value that I was addressing, the value of the money, and then I showed the parallelism to the values that you folks bring into your business. Now, whether it is a torn $10 bill or a nice crispy, it doesn't matter in this case. However, trust me, my title, even though I own my company, I'm not a CEO, I'm not the president, I'm the CQO, the Chief Quality Officer. Quality is what I breathe every day, every moment, so I'm wholeheartedly with you on your thought.
Because so far the concept of quality is unknown. It is unknown. There is no definition for quality. So actually, we have to define it and to understand. Because there are 2 things, quality and quantity. Based on those 2 things, we know everything in life. So
It's very true. Thank you. Good job. Thank you. Oops. Thank you. Have it. I tripped over the wire. So, as I was saying, you've all done training, at least most of you, okay? And what do we usually do? We identify an area that we want to train our people in, like yellow belt, green belt, project management, and all areas, okay? And then we put them in a room, and the training begins, and we give them something like this. I want it to be big. I want bullet points. Speaking of bullet points, by the way, years ago I used to use bullets until I got in the audience, a lady who told me, "The bullet killed my son. Please do not mention." Yeah, that word again. And if you noticed, I haven't used any bullets other than this, so I can have the opportunity to share that thought with you. Okay? So, in our view, folks, something like this is totally a no-no. Okay? Why? Because we know that people are different. And How different are they? Look at these two individuals there, ladies and gentlemen. They are looking at the same objects. You picked it up already, didn't you? One of them says, these are 3 2x4s. The other one says, no, they're 4. And they're looking at the same subject, aren't they? Are you following this? How can you treat them all the same and put them in the same room and give them the same material? Are they all learning the same way? Are they all picking up the material the same way? Are they all attending the same way? And I'm not saying that you should tailor cut your presentation for each and every one of your attendees, but keep that in mind when you give training. Well, being the executives that you are, when you walk into a business, in our case, for instance, and many of you are consultants too, we're invited, we visit a company, and then we observe to see what goes on, and if the quantity and the quality is there or whatsoever. So I believe, and I hope you'll agree with me, that observation is of importance in our profession. What did you just see there? Illusion. Illusion? Good. Did anybody else see anything else?
Optical.
Aha! Somebody saw optical, somebody saw illusion. But I only had it there for a second, didn't I? And there was a reason for that. Now let's
Get $10.
There you go. We'll probably have another one later on. Okay. So, do you see now both? Depending upon what you're looking at. Are you looking at the background or the lettering? Aha. Okay. What did you see there? Are you watching? Okay. I was too fast, huh? Okay. Oh, you said? You. Good. Did anybody else see anything else? Me. You saw me, he saw you, then what is it? Well, guess what, folks? Depending upon what you're looking at, it's both. The brown is me. The inside is you, isn't it? So different people, in the beginning, saw different things. Different people learn differently. Different people observe different things in a business, whether there's a factory, a floor shop, an office, or whatsoever. Well, let's get another one now. On this one, I want you to tell me how many faces you see up there.
2.
Yeah. You saw 2 faces? Anybody saw more than 2? 4. Okay, you saw 4. There was a woman, what was it? Okay, well, let's spend a little more time on this. And there's a lesson in here too. The more you observe something, the more you understand. But don't spend all day on that. Right? Because you've got to get down to fixing things at some point. There are 5 people there. Do you see them? Yeah. Do all of you see the 5 people? I don't want to take time because time is of essence tonight. Okay, we're a little behind. Okay, so are we doing okay with time? So far so good, thank you. Okay, now if you saw that one, let's get to the next picture. How many faces do you see here, excluding the dog?
3.
3, good. Anybody sees 4? You see 4? This is not an auction, but does anybody see 5?
I feel you good.
There are 9. Yes. Again, the more time you spend with it, the more you will understand, the more you will see. Let's look at it a little later. Trust me, there are at least 9 that you can clearly see. So, where am I headed with all this? Let me just try it, because we said in the first half we'll have simulations, okay? I want you to bring your hands either on top of the table or in front of you like this, not necessarily extended, on your lap, okay, like this, okay? And then, sir, please. Thank you. Okay, and now what I'd like you to do is fold your hands. Now fold them the other way. Some of you are still doing it. You have to think about it. Why? We don't do that. We're used to, there you go. See? You have to think. In the beginning, everybody went like that, which is the everyday activities that we do, us and our people in our business. When you tell them to do something different, and I know there is a follow-up presentation sometime down the line on change in the corporate world, so I'm not going to get in that area. Okay? But these are minor things that you can think about when you ask your people to change something. Yes? Oh. When you sit there, big horse come close, that means... No, okay, good. A few more minutes. No.
No intention.
Okay, thank you. No problem, that's fine. So now, what I'd like to do for this activity, folks, I need 8 to 10 volunteers. Lou, you're going to help me with this, as you know, okay? Give me that. I need 8, minimum 8 volunteers. And I'd like you folks here. This is in the center. Can we just line up right there? I want one line of people facing the group and the other line facing the wall. Thank you. 1, 2, 3. What do we have? Here, young lady. Thank you. Okay, no, I want a line, half of you facing these people. This way, Nick. Nick, come here. And I want you down here. Sir? Okay, I want you next to Nick facing these people. Do you know them? If you don't know them, you'll get to know them now. Okay, folks, just a little further back. Back. Back is the other way. There you go. Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 2 more people, folks. 3, 1 more, 4. Thank you. Now, the objective. I have in here 20 balls of different colors. Now, let me just say this. Oh yeah, you'll play with this. Let me just say the following. I hope you remember who said this. Most problems are, I'm talking out just like the way he did. Most problems are attributed to the process. Very seldom are the result of a person or a machine. Who said that? Thank you. And no. Edward Denny. And I vividly remember some presentations that he gave us back then, and this was one of them. Now, the objective. These 20 balls will be passed on to the first person. Let's try this first. I'll give you one, you throw it to Nick. Nick has to catch it. Go ahead. And you throw it to the next person. You catch it, and you throw it to the next person. And if it goes all the way down to the end, that's fine. Lou will place it in the bag. If a ball, that's fine. Now, you understand the idea, right? From the bag. Now, if a ball drops, don't bother. Yes, you put them in there. Lou, just go a little closer. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you're okay. Well, let's go.
The other one.
Okay, Lou, how many do you have? These are the good units that at the top.
8.
8 out of 20. I would call it a disaster, but now let's get the balls back, please.
It's like the color.
There you go. Oh, here, give that back. Couple behind. Let's have them all 20 so we can have the same statistical error confirmation. Hopefully we have them all. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you folks to come close enough so you can place the ball on Nick's hand. Can you reach, Nick? Can you reach from here to there? So, okay. Now, let's try this again. Go.
Better not drop any, guys.
You better not drop anything.
Stay focused. The process works a lot better.
Needless to say that we have 100% success. Give them a hand up. I did this, ladies and gentlemen, because, thank you. Actually, I'm going to need 3 and 3/6 in a couple more minutes. Okay. That's all? Okay. So now you try to teach your people in training, it is the process. And the person will say, but it was John who placed the coffee here and spilled it over the computer. It was not the process's fault, it was John's fault. No, it's still the process, because if you had a process that the coffee should not be there, followed and applied, you would never have a problem. So doing something like this with your folks, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's going to stick in their mind and they will remember that it is the process that you need to look at. Trust me, folks, employees, and you know this, we've all been there, employees are well intended and they want to do good for the company. However, would you agree with me that 6 months, a year or so down the line, they turn sour, their relationship stops, ceases to exist? Am I correct? Do you agree with that? Yes, no, what do you think? In most cases. Now, what do you think? That these people started working saying, you know what, I'm going to be a good employee for 6 months and then I'm going to turn negative? I don't think so. Management turns people negative because of their policy and everything else that they do, and they don't look into the process. Do we have 5 more minutes for this? Next simulation? Okay, if I can get 6 people, preferably 3 ladies and 3 gentlemen, to do this next simulation so you can work with something. Thank you. I have 1, I have 2, 1 and 1. Okay? This way. You face right there. 2. We need 3. Now I need 2 men and 1 woman. Okay? All right, 3 men. That's fine. That's fine. 3 more people. I purposely select, okay, might as well then, let's get another lady.
She's coming.
Oh, she's coming. Thank you so much. Now, just go there. No, you won't. No, you won't. Actually, you can all move a little this way because of you ladies. Now, again, I'm heavy on observations. That's how I make my living. I work in the company, I sit in the corner and I watch the whole plant, what goes on, and I observe for the full day, believe it or not, sometimes more than a day or 2, just to see what actually goes on. And in my judgment, observations are important. This is what I'm going to play now with the group for your benefit. Folks, I want you to observe each other. Here's your partner. Here's your partner. And so on. And one of the 3, the 3 of you will be asked to make some changes. I'll give you a minute to observe your partner, and I want you the same minute to observe him. And whatever changes, you might remove his glass, for instance. And I don't mean to give it away. Okay? You observe enough? Now, I want you to turn your backs to each other. So you ladies face this way, you folks face that way. Ladies, read this, please. Gentlemen, don't look at the board right now.
Looks like an argument.
Yeah. No, read them. This is what I want you to do. No. Simply. And start doing as sorry.
Well, what's your name?
Oh, okay. How are we feeling with the changes that we made? Thank you. Okay. Many of you see the changes, right? Are we done? Thank you. Now you can turn around again. Folks, look at your partner. Find out and tell us what changes has she made. A little louder so people can hear you.
She remove her watch.
siguro one of the subs, nasa quarters, no, same quarters, because we've